Oh, I wish you guys could smell these beautiful flowers on these ornamental crabapple trees that are growing in the backyard. They're so sweet. They're so awesome right now. I just needed a couple minutes of your time as an introduction to the June readings for all signs. It's my pleasure to bring them to you once again. I hope you enjoy them. But I had to throw in a little just disclaimer saying that, yeah, the readings are for entertainment purposes only. If you have situations, maybe you need to go see a doctor of some fashion, this is not to be taken as medical advice. This is to be used for entertainment purposes. So, as the channel description says, be enlightened, be entertained, but most of all, be yourself. If you are needing a little bit of extra helping hand, please go and seek professional assistance from somebody that can get you to a place where you're feeling good and strong and as beautiful as these crabapple trees are. Okay, thanks guys. Enjoy your readings.
And even though the messages that come through in this reading might be various, it's okay because you're a Sagittarius. Haha, Sagittarius. Thanks for putting up with my little rhyme. I've been doing it for all the signs just to be cheeky, or my son says cheesy. All right. Three of Wands flipper. Most signs have been dealing with Three of Wands energy in May, but now that we're into June, the carryover might be here. Sagittarius is on a bit of a cleanup energy with Three of Wands. Some decisions needing to be made in regards to forgiveness, in regards to being proactive and moving forward, and in regards to understanding what is important to you. Man, Three of Wands was up for so many signs in the May readings. I almost got sick of the card. I wanted to just take it out of the tarot deck and only have 77 cards, but you can't do that. You just can't. So, Sagittarius, how have you all been? What are the healing messages for Sagittarius? What are any hidden messages, any stuck energies that we can reveal for Sagittarius? Tarot, we are looking for Sagittarius for this month of June 2017. Yes, June 2017 for Sagittarius. Okay, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're all comfortable, happy, in a state of abundance and bliss surrounding you. And we're just going to look at and see what we can reveal. Subscribers, thanks so much for your views, your shares, all that stuff. If you're new here, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can get with it, connect up, share. Please comment. The comments mean so much to me. And Sagittarius, you guys have been really checking these out a lot. I notice on sort of the statistics of the readings that you guys have really been connecting a lot with these readings. And I just want to thank you for all your participation in this kind of stuff. So, overall energy, we've got Queen of Cups up from the bottom of the deck. And the bottom of the deck is usually sort of like the overarching type energies, things going on in the subconscious, the things sort of generally going on around us. And Queen of Cups is the card of a heightened intuition. The Queen of Cups is the most psychic individual in the deck and the most psychic card in the deck. So, for Sagittarius, some of you may be in a heightened state of alertness or awareness of things that are not quite tangible or that are kind of behind the scenes. You guys may feel that you're really on top of the game when it comes to figuring out motives or understanding people's behaviors without them actually having to say it or without you having to think about it too much. You might just be finding yourselves engaging or approaching in situations where you've kind of got a leg up because you've got things figured out, because you know what? You've got the experience, you've got the knowledge, and you've got that heightened sense of awareness about what things are really all about. So that's really good energy to have and see here, Sagittarius. And I feel that this spring especially has been a very intuitive time for Sagittarius. You guys are wanting to get in touch with yourselves. You're wanting to get in touch with Source and the universe to find out, more about these finer things in life, to see beyond just this sort of mundane 3D reality. And that is to be commended. That you should be giving yourselves a pat on the back for wanting to know about these things and to be embracing these Queen of Cups energies. Perhaps some of you are on the cusp with Scorpio. This Queen of Cups card is a hardcore Scorpio card when it comes to sort of intuitive psychic abilities, things of that nature. So definitely people that are kind of like in that tail, their birthdays are in that tail end of November, may be feeling that the most in terms of this psychic energy coming forward with the natural things in our environment this spring. Okay? Externally, Queen of Cups, like I said, this could be a Scorpio. This could also be a Pisces or a Cancer that maybe you're dealing with in a love type situation, a loving relationship, or somebody that is significant to you. So let's set that energy up there and relate back to it as we work through our 7 card spread of our chakras. Down here in root chakra, you guys have number 5 major, the Hierophant. A Hierophant, when he appears here in our root chakra, is sort of saying like seeing is believing. If you can, it's kind of almost counterintuitive. It's almost opposing this card in that Sagittarius will be really like if it's not there, we have a tough time accepting its permanence or its relevance, right? So the feeling I have now is that you guys may be conflicted with things that have to do with sort of having faith, right? Faith is like, well, how did they define it? As like the knowingness of things that are unseen, right? With the Hierophant here, it's kind of like this message is say, look for the hidden meaning in everything. If it's showing up in your life, it's probably for some reason, and to whatever level that is, you'll have to discern that for yourself. Like sometimes like a bug on a stick is just a bug on a stick, right? But other times the fact that like this bug is here, and you are not doing anything except checking it out in that moment may just have some more significant meaning to it, where you may be questioning things about yourself, and you may be developing certain clues in your environment that remind you of certain things, or to touch base with certain people at given intervals of time. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means. These are just kind of words that are coming through right now from Hierophant or number 5 High Priest. This is kind of like being in the grand flow of life. So, you know, you've got your physical things around you, you know, sticks and stones, and then we've got beliefs and understandings that are behind all of things. So what are the motivations? What are the reasons? Like kind of consistently asking why, and where are we at in terms of our pursuit of happiness? Is what we're engaged in, is what we're doing a band-aid for our happiness, or is it the actual link to provide us with that happiness? There. Thank you, High Priest. And finally, like the last 2 minutes of my babbling came out with the message I wanted to give. But yeah, hopefully that made sense for you, because God knows it was lost on me. All right. Up in sacral energy, you guys have 10 of Swords upright in your sacral chakra. So this is the area of our sexual prowess, if you will, and also our creativity, and also our walk through life, our problem solving skills, right? And with this here, it kind of shows an energy of sort of a changeover, a change in thinking, a shift in attitude. And I definitely feel it with these cards now that are up. You see this heavy burgundy that's shining through in these cards. Hopefully you can see that. So this burgundy, this means that things are definitely in fluctuation, going from crown back to root. You guys are really good at taking in a newfound understanding and then applying it into your life. And this month of June is going to be no exception. There's some sort of thing that you have discerned or decided that now you're implementing into your life that is going to be helping you the ease of some certain burdens, or you guys are becoming awake to some particular secular patterns that you no longer want to be a part of, right? And this is a paradigm shift in a way, because we're going from this sort of what can be believed through our intuition versus that which we have been told to believe for our own best interest, which may or may not be true. So this, I feel, is going to be a month as you're walking through your day-to-day life, and as you are encountering potential problems or potential situations, as we all do in each and every day. It's going to be like everything is going to be discerned, almost like it's all going to be under a microscope by Sagittarius. Is it real? What is it? What color is it? What causes it to be that way? Why am I directly involved? And now that I am directly involved, what are the greater implications of that? And it almost is like everything's going to be under that microscope, I feel, on this mental level so that you can become more aware of the things that you can absolutely from this point further on just completely dismiss them, and those things that actually are going to be consistent on a consistent basis requiring more of your attention, okay, whatever that might be. This is one of these readings where it's like all this information is coming in, hitting me on the top of the dome, and my mouth is working, but I don't understand what's going on. Okay, moving on into solar plexus area. So this is our gut instinct, this is our intuition, this is our willpower. We've got 9 of Wands. You guys are definitely fighting the good fight. You guys are definitely still out there plugging away, making the best of your situation. And as well, at particular times where it is of benefit, you guys are helping other people when you're seeing other people in need. At the same time, you're not putting up any junk. If there are other people that are sort of getting in your way or not being conducive to promoting good health and happiness around you, you're very quick to dismiss them. This 9 of Wands energy is actually really good for you in this position, I feel, Sagittarius. 9 of Wands can a lot of times go either way. It can show somebody that's really depleted of energy, too narrowly focused, or has been fighting too hard for some cause that may be lost. And if that's the case, then be aware of it. But I got a good feeling from this 9 of Wands. I got a good feeling of somebody that is putting in overtime, somebody that is putting in extra effort, somebody that is willing to, at current time, pay the price to reap a greater benefit in the long run. And if that's where your heart is, and if that's what you want to be doing, Sagittarius, that is really good. That's really good for you to be doing. Just make sure that you're not exhausting yourself. You're going to have to check in with your body. You're going to have to listen to it. You're going to have to make sure that you're taking your rest when you're tired, that you're recharging your batteries, you're eating healthy, all of these things, because when we're putting out a lot of energy, we need to make sure that we are generating more energy within ourselves through good health and spiritual practices, okay? So that's not too bad there. All right, we're going to be moving on. These cards, like this here is a little bit like showing the end of particular cycles. Sagittarius, I believe you're still kind of like at a point where it's like there is a significant chapter in your life that you may feel is closing, and you're not quite sure how the new chapter is going to be opening up, but there are certain signs that are coming in that's showing you what it's going to be all about, and it's going to be up to you. Like, you kind of like choose your own adventure book, right? How you close this chapter, the defining stamp or the defining signature you put as this chapter closes in your life. And for some of you, it will be happening, I feel, rather abruptly, like a cliffhanger ending to a chapter this spring, where it's like all of a sudden it's like, whew, it's over, right? And then it starts. So whatever defining stamp or however length you decide to let that linger for you or to completely close it off is going to determine how this new one starts off to some degree, all right? I'm not sure how many other people are going to be involved or how much this is involving other interpersonal relationship. So far, we're seeing it mostly in singularity, inner work, things coming within, and you guys going through and becoming a better person. That's what this reading seems to be surrounding so far. Agreed? Agreed. We have judgment up in the heart chakra. So, what it is here, okay, some of you are definitely evaluating and realizing that nobody in this lifetime other than you is going to have the final say or has all the answers to tell you which way to go or how you have to live your life. You're the gatekeeper. You're the one that succeeds or fails. And you are very aware now at this time that anyone that is involved in your life or that you may pull into your life or that may be attracted or spending time with you in your life, you at some level are kind of responsible for them because you're moving forward so directly and so forthright that we're going to be a little bit careful of who and how directly we're influencing other people. So people are going to kind of be looking at Sagittarius, I feel, and be like, whoa, like, I'm not ready to step that far that fast, and look at them go. Look at them move, right? And it's because when we have certain convictions in our heart about things we need to eliminate or things that we need to embrace, you're doing it fundamentally with forthrightly. You're not beating around the bush, I feel, when it comes to matter of the heart. You're going to be having important conversations for some of you that are in relationships. If you're single, some of you may make that defining moment of like, dang it, I'm going to Peru by myself and I don't care if anyone's coming with me, or I am going to invest 100% of my time to finding someone via eHarmony or, through my social circle to find someone to love and to care for and to date, right? Because for this situation, some of you may be coming out of situations where you're sick of being single, or a relationship might have just lost its sort of luster. It's like not as fulfilling as it was in the past. So this honesty through heart, this judgment through heart, that's a big card to see there. That's huge. And we're just going to clarify it up a little bit more, because not with that many cards. We're just going to clarify it a little bit more with looking into the field of potentiality with that, because the heart is like, it's a wide open. It's like your own new solar system, your own brand new world, as it were, right? Look at this. Certain storms are ending for Sagittarius. The sun is coming out. This like new horizon, the drying, warm energy after the cold, wet, fiery storm. The wind has come along and it's blown all the leaves and the bark off the trees, and the lightning has come down and it's maybe burned certain amount of the forest to the ground, so like new beginnings can start, so new growth can emerge, right? And it looks as though most of this is taking place in the heart chakra. This sacral chakra energy, this will just follow suit to whatever happens here, right? Especially for you, Sagittarius. So again, with this chapter drawing to a close, I almost have a feeling like there's just like all this suspense is building, or all this like certain like uncertainty and like tumultuous like kind of turmoil type energy is coming, but you're kind of like the master of it. You're kind of like the orchestrator, or what do they call that? The conductor of the orchestra in all of this. And then when you drop the needle, or when you drop the hat, that's when it says like that's what's going to be to close out the energy, or to make that all happen. Okay. So yeah, and this definitely comes back to new beginnings, new relationships. For some of you have put a certain someone or a certain thing out of your mind, or you brought some closure to a situation with an ex or a relationship where you've shut it down, you've made the call, you've answered to your higher self to be able to have the strength to do that. And so now you have left yourself wide open in a very awesome, awesome space for new blessings and new things to come into your life. These cards overwhelmingly speak of new good things coming in, and that's awesome to see there, Sagittarius. All right, let's move forward into our sector of communication. Ooh, Queen of Swords. Tell them it like it is, Charlie. Tell them how it is, right? This is favoring you right now. It's Queen of Swords. So when you guys are dealing with exes or dealing with making the call of certain relationships or certain situations, you're gonna find yourself speaking out maybe in situations where sometimes you wouldn't. You're gonna be like calling it for what it is. Other people may be afraid to address certain elephant that might be in the room, where you're gonna be like, screw it, you know what? That is bupkis. That is wrong. If any of you are too afraid to say it, I'm going to tell everyone the way it's going. I see this being a very strong and effective month for you for communication. For you guys, like, nobody's going to want to dilly-dally around you, because you know you're going to call them out. It's almost like the captain of a team that gets like everybody on the same page. It says, all right, you go play first base. You're in left field, where everyone's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. You're like just kind of like telling them what it is. Like, because, you might be like, well, you suck at third base, so you know what? You're going to have to sit on the bench for a little while. It might be hard for some people to hear, but that's the way you're going to do it, right? I'm not even going to tell you guys to be careful in being too assertive or too aggressive in your spoken word, because it's not going to matter. You're going to do it anyways. Queen of Swords is just sort of like duck and run, direct type energy. So maybe practice good verbiage. You don't want to swear too much, right? Maybe you're like really hurt anybody's feelings, but at the same time, you won't be afraid to be calling it what it is, right? Especially if it's a situation that directly involves you. All right. So Queen of Swords up there in throat chakra. Wow, we got more swords up now. We got 6 of Swords up in pineal gland. So this is good energy to see. This is almost like you guys getting rid of like certain type of toxicity in your environment and in your mental processes. Maybe you had been a little bit of a stick in the mud. Maybe you weren't being open to certain people's opinions or certain situations, where now is like, if you're being true to yourself and you're ready for a change in your life, part of you might be recognizing through spirit that the people you're most closely connected to are the ones that have the most invaluable information and direction that you could be absorbing, that you could be come to a place of understanding. Six of Swords for me is understanding, because understanding is one of those mental processes that opens the door, that leads you to higher resolutions, higher understandings, understanding leading to understanding. Yeah, I guess so, right? Because you say, yeah, I get it, I understand. And then you're like, whoa, I really understand, right? This is moving into this place of knowingness, which leads eventually into other areas of heightened frequency and energy of bliss and well-being of the mind, right? A sense of peace, if you will, with Six of Swords. So that's really good. I would say for some of you, this is going to be involved in maybe some exercises of not humility really, because it's kind of contradictory to here. Like, you guys will be airing out frustrations and your verbiage and your spoken word, but then sort of on a deeper level, every time you do that, it's almost like you're going to go into this reflective phase and be like, okay, was it right that I did that? Are you glad that you did that? And how can we refine that so it might not be as so abrupt or as so forthright, and like you may still be needing to be direct, but find like a way that's been softened in order so that it can be effective, but it can come from a heartfelt place of caringness and compassion. Six of Swords, this is a good card to see in your third eye, your sacral chakra. It means that spiritual peace is around you. You just need to sort of calm down almost. I've been like very hyper during this reading, which is a feeling for Sagittarius. Like, some of you may just really need to like breathe deeply at bedtime and really just calm yourself from a lot of things that are going on. Now, in from Source, we have Emperor reversed. All right. So the Emperor has been up for you guys a bit now in 2017. It's shown up kind of in some different areas all across the board for you, I feel. Kind of comes and goes. Like, so this here is the sense of mastery. What is it that you're working on that you've mastered and you're letting go? Or what are these things that are not worth mastering anymore? Remember when we showed these cards with the burgundy coming through at the beginning of this reading now? Now the Emperor is saying, all right, these burgundy energies, these are kind of like the heavier lessons that are soon to become a part of our past, but they need to be remembered. And it's almost as if now the feelings and the spirit needs to kind of wash over you, Sagittarius, to ground these lessons of the past in and put them into the firmament and establishment of your being, so that decision-making, judgment, and life management can become more effective. It's almost like this challenge. There's like the way you're managing your time, the way you are constructing relationships and ending old relationships, is going to be sort of your test and your challenge, I feel, coming up in June for you, Sagittarius. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky energy. You're going to want to stick to your guns, but sometimes you may have trouble doing so due to the fact that maybe an emotional situation gets in your way, or due to the fact that you might find there is a little bit of second guessing going on with yourself. But if that happens, check in with your heart. Ask your mind quickly and very shortly, like, is this what my heart wants? And then you will get a yes or no response from your body, from your heart, to allow you to move forward from a place where you know. It's almost like what's coming in from Source is like things that are going to ask you to challenge, like, are you managing this situation properly? Are you tackling problems the right way versus sort of my way or the highway type thing, right? Because the tendency is that you're going to want to do so that there's like nothing residual is sticking to you, like tree sap, right? You're going to want to wash it off nicely, quickly, and get everything resolved. But it's almost like, how much are we taking others' feelings, thoughts, and considerations into consideration for the greater good, right? Type thing. So there's a bit of risk of developing some bad dharma or karma at this time, but I don't think that you have to worry too much about it, because this is a month where you guys are really going to be following your heart, listening to the call of your heart, and that trumps that. That trumps it, because whatever that means for you means is like that's kind of more geared toward higher purpose. Aight. Couple takeaway cards for your reading, Sagittarius. From Enchanted Map, you have number 52, the Magical Shapeshifter. This here is kind of like the magician of this Enchanted Map deck. This is the person that kind of is aware of all of the things, all of life's lessons, all of the tools he has with him, and what to use at what time. This has kind of been the theme to the reading now. How do we implement our certain understandings and our certain practices and discern which situations it's right to apply those things into, and in what times do we actually have to hold back because other people may not be ready to hear that, to do that, to accept that. So Magical Map Shifter is really showing you guys are going to have a lot of control at your discretion here, I feel, in June. Some of you are in positions of management. Some of you just might be the leaders of your household. Some of you might just be in situations where you're having to do a lot of organizing, okay, for other people. And that's okay, like, to be in that energy. So it's again, it's showing discernment, and it's showing proper understandings as applied to situations. I don't know what more I can say about Magical Map Shifter other than I see you guys, look, at flexibility is up with it too. And I was about to say adaptable, but flexible is probably more of the right word, especially when we see this Emperor reversed. There's going to be situations, and Judgment here as well. There's going to be situations where you're going to want to do things your way, but the situation is going to be calling for more adaptability and more flexibility. So just make sure that you're doing that all right. And when whatever these new good things that are coming into your life, make sure that we're not being too aggressive, too overly assertive, so that we're not in recognition of the new good things that are wanting to come into our life. We just kind of want to hold back and be adaptable. And sometimes you may find yourself in situations where you're consciously catching yourself from firmly directing situations, being like, whoa, okay, I'm just going to let other people have their say. Even if they make a mistake, I'm going to let them watch them make that mistake, and then they can come to me. Then I can correct it and look even more of a genius, or that I knew I had the understanding from the beginning. Okay, Sagittarius, this is kind of like a thought, a planning, a chapter ending type reading. The first part of it went completely over my head, right? It wasn't until we saw this Judgment in the Heart where, like, it made sense, right? Things always happen that cause us to question where we're at and cause us to listen to our heart. And for a lot of Sagittarius, you guys are going to be open to hearing that message, and I'm so glad that you are. Know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.